The other day, I was just kind of sitting at home, and I was, kind of tired. I didn't really feel like thinking. So I turned on the TV, and Fox News came on. Now, the show they had on Fox News at the time was this kind of left versus right debate program, because, of course, there are only two sides to every conceivable issue. And it was a pretty standard, format. There was a guy on the left and a guy on the right. And the guy on the left would say something, the guy on the right would say something back. The guy on the left would say, fuck you, and the guy on the right would say, no, fuck you. Pretty standard stuff. And today they were having a debate on gay marriage. Now, I decided to watch, because, I'm fucking stupid. I've got no interest in preserving my sanity. And I watched, and they had two guys on. They had one guy who was totally for gay marriage, and one guy who was really against it. Now, the guy who was against it was fucking ridiculous. Alright, he was representing some kind of organisation like Citizens United, nullifying transgressive sex. Something to that effect. But the organisation is just him and his mum, and he's got this little bow tie on, which, to be honest, I thought that sent mixed messages about his cause. I kind of had to wonder if maybe he was just kind of trying to fuck with me by speaking out against gays while wearing that thing. Like, maybe he's hoping that confusion will distract the audience from his ignorance, which would probably work for most people, but not this guy, because his ignorance was way too strong, right? That they ask him, so why are you so against this? Why are you so against gay marriage? And he says, well, it'll lead to the destruction of the family. And the thing that really buzzed me out was that when he said that, the moderator, instead of, turning towards the screen and saying, April Fools, just kind of nodded his head and said, they destroy the family. Good point, moving on. But I was just kind of thinking, that's not really a good point, is it? It's not really a point at all, because traditionally, points are backed up with some form of logic. Whereas that's like the equivalent of me going on a debate program and saying, just ban asparagus. Just completely ban all asparagus. And the moderator saying, well, why, Matt? Why should we ban asparagus? And me saying, well, Holocaust, bad. You wouldn't just say, yes, Holocaust bad, Holocaust very bad, good point, moving on. You'd probably ask me to back it up somehow, but they didn't do that with this guy, and I'd just really like to see that for once. I'd like to see someone explain how gay marriage can destroy a family. Wouldn't you like to see an explanation? I think it would be kind of funny. Well, how's gay marriage supposed to destroy a family? Well, simple. You see, I'll explain. All right, let's say a couple of queers, right? They get married. They get hitched. And after they're married, maybe they want to buy a house. All right, maybe they move into the house next to me. All right, and there they are, and move in with their permed hair and their designer handbags and their book sets and stuff. There I am with my family. You might say, oh, that's harmless, but maybe one day I'm walking my dog. Okay, walking my heterosexual dog down the street, and maybe them gay fellas are standing on their porch or something. Holding hands, kissing each other, tongues thrashing around each other's mouths. I don't like to watch it. I don't like to see it, but it's right there in front of me. All right, so maybe I go to the hardware store, because I'm not a fag. Buy myself a drill, maybe. I don't know. Maybe after that I go to the video store. Maybe rent me a titty movie, because I like titty. All right, so I take my titty film home, and I try and watch my titty film, but I can't concentrate because I'm thinking about them gay fellas next door, all making out, their faggot little hands all over each other, and I can't concentrate on the titty. And so I had to turn the titty film off and go upstairs. Go upstairs, lie in bed with my wife, try and forget about it, but I can't forget about it, so, I try and have relations with my wife. Take my mind off the gay fellas, but I can't stop thinking about the gay fellas when I'm trying to pleasure my wife. I think they're in my head, they're kissing, like, what happened next? They go inside, maybe kiss some more, maybe, I don't know, but I can't pleasure my wife, and my wife's starting me, kind of like she's doubting me or something, like wondering why I can't get her off, and with her eyes kind of questioning me, and so I punched my wife. I punched her right in the fucking mouth. And now my wife is screaming and crying and yelling, there's blood everywhere, and then my kids rush up from upstairs and they come in and see their mother crying and yelling, and I yell them to stop yelling, but they won't stop yelling, and they're all yelling. Now everyone's yelling except for my wife is saying something about her nose being broken. I can't quite hear over all the yelling, so I punched my kids too. I beat the living shit out of them. And now everyone's screaming and crying and yelling, and then the police come over, because someone told them about a disturbance from them faggots next door. I get dragged into the police station. I have to spend the night in jail. And when I get out, I get served divorce papers. My wife's left me. She's gone over to Arizona with the kids, staying with her sister. And on top of all this, I get so caught up in all the legal disputes that I forget to return the titty film on time, and I have to pay a fine of $5.50. So there you go. That's how gay marriage destroys families. And after that, okay, good point. Moving on. But so without that kind of logical backing, I just don't see why.